All right, we are back with Mr. Jeffrey's Algebra 2. Whoop woo! Just want to thank all 64 subscribers. We need to get those numbers up. So hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. All right, we're going over our rationals review for our test. Remember, when you multiply rationals, you just multiply straight across. So this would be 10 x to the fourth, y to the third. And then 10 times 4 would be 40 x cubed or to the third, and then y squared. All right, so we can actually reduce this down. Okay, this becomes, well, I totally missed those. Good job, Helen. This would be 1/4, 1 over 4. You could use this as a fraction if you wanted to. All right, I can take 3 x's out of here, leaving me with 1 x on top, 2 y's over here, leaving me with 1 y. Now you could write it like this, or this is normally how you would see it on standardized stuff. Okay, there was a comment from a student. I really can't see what you wrote because you marked stuff off. I was trying to be helpful, but you know, potato, potato. So, is that more better? That is more better. Roll Tide. All right. All right. All right. Now, for number 2, we actually have to start factoring. Hang on, Dad sneeze coming. Okay, and we're back. On the at-home test, yes. The final, you have 2 attempts, and it's on Schoology. Oh, on the final, it's going to be less. It's going to be about 30, if not less. Yes and no. What I'm trying to do is I looked at it today. I'm trying to trim out some of the basic stuff that is no, that's at the very beginning that doesn't like some of these solving equation stuff that pops back up in this. It will be in there, but I don't need to have you solve like a two-step equation at the very beginning. I'm gonna start looking at that later. Uh, so I mean, it's one of those things. If I can test it at another place, why do I need to have it? The main thing we're going to do is some statistics stuff. Yes, sir. Where are we at? This. So y plus 4, and this is supposed to be a parenthesis right here. Oh, sorry. So apparently my handwriting is atrocious, and nobody can see what I'm writing. Well, it's XP pen writing. I'm writing on this little tablet, and I have no idea where it's at and what's going on. Okay, thank you. No sympathy for Mr. Jeffries. Okay, so everything factors out. I was wondering where you got a 40 in there. Um, yeah. Okay, sorry. I was letting y'all catch up. All right. Thank you. All right. So this cancels. This y minus 2 cancels. This y minus 4 cancels. So we actually end up with y plus 5 under y minus 4. And I have to, if I don't write my denominators first, I don't give myself enough room, so it really squinches them. And I've had 3 critiques, not really complaints, but critiques about my handwriting in the first 5 minutes today. So I'm going to try to fix that. All right. Are we good with number 2? Good. Moving on to number 3. All right. So for number 3, because it's division, we have to keep this one the same. Change this to multiplication. And then flip this one right here. Just like you would in regular fractions. Now, I would suggest, I would suggest go do the keep change flip before you factor, because if not, it gets really messy really quick. And with my handwriting, apparently it gets messy as soon as I start. So, no, I think it's hilarious. I had a student one time, they're like, could you rewrite that? Because I don't read third grade gibberish. And I was like, yeah. And, but, well, all the other students were like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm over here cracking up because I think it's hilarious. No, no, me and that student had a good report, so it was okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be okay with it. Yeah, just, oh, wow. Hang on a second. We got another phone call. Thank you for calling Mr. Jeffers' room. You're calling number 2 of the block, 3 of the day. All right, thank you. Bye. 140. All right. So, yeah, wow. I was doing really good to the phone ring, and then it says Y plus over here. So, yeah, really good content today. That's probably why I only have 64 followers. All right. Subscribers, whatever. So, this is our answer because you can simplify out 18 divided by 2 is 9. Um, trying to multitask over here. Yeah, I've got I've got to watch that. Yeah, yeah, that's okay. I'm used to that. Yeah. Now, I was trying to tell people in the second block, I'm like, listen, um, some of this seems kind of familiar. The practice tests and tests and stuff were actually taken from like the front part of the test was actually taken from um old algebra 1 test. Yeah, 2019. Woo-hoo. All right, number 4, same thing, we got to keep change flip, so keep it. And if you are one of the few that do not have me as a teacher and you're watching this to learn, leave a comment. That would be awesome. Because I actually need some type of validation that these are helping somebody. I know. All right. What's nice about these is both of these are dots problems, difference of 2 squares, not polka dots. All right. So we're going to have this up here in both sections. And the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 25 is 5. All right. This is a GCF problem. I can take a 3 out of here. Well, x, no, I just totally screwed that up though. All right, so this is x plus 3. I was getting ahead of myself. And the factors of negative 15 that combine to give you positive 2 is x minus 3 and then x plus 5. All right, so we kind of get to have this all done, yada yada, yakka schmackada, and we get to start canceling out. So pew, 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 pew. I'm trying to mark stuff out as a stormtrooper would, so I'm trying to like barely miss them. That way people can read through the yellow, because apparently the red was too much. And then I had somebody today in one of my classes, I think it was first block, that said, do we have to write the answer in the part where it says write the answer here? I was like, you know what? Mess around and find out. But I almost didn't edit myself. I almost did the real thing, and that would have been bad. Just hear Dr. Clayton, Mr. Jeffries, did you tell a student? Well, Dr. Clayton, it's the end of the semester. You got to keep them in line somehow. Yep. Go Tigers. All right, so so now for this one, remember when they're common denominators, those stay the same. Somebody asked why this didn't turn into 2x minus 12. I can't wait to grade their test. So we just combined the 7 and the 5. So we get 12x plus 3. Okay. Nothing, I mean, we could factor the top, but nothing will cancel. So, yeah, I know, because I'd have some people that they would factor. When I've given this test before, they would factor. They would actually do stuff like this, and they would do this, and they're like, nothing cancels. I'm like, just write that as your answer. You did too much. Just go ahead and write it. And they're like, okay, yeah, too much salt. All right, so that was number 5. Are we going number 5? Okay. All right. And then there was a big discussion in second block of why I subtracted. And then I had to do this to them and use the zoom in factor. I'm like, this is a subtraction sign. They're like, oh, I didn't see it. I was like, Also, can't wait. So let's see, 14 minus 8 is 6x. And then 40 minus 10 is 30 or 30. Now, I can just about guarantee you that number 6 tomorrow will actually simplify. I can take a 6 out of the top, and on the bottom here, the factors of 15 that add up to 8 is x plus 3, x plus 5. Psst, psst. All right. So this will cancel, leaving me with x plus 3, or 6 over x plus 3. Yeah. It took forever in the last block because people were like, I was on number 4. They're like, could you go back to number 1? I'm like, I was, brain hurt bad. Like, one of these days, I want to be doing something and somebody's going to ask one of those questions like that, and it's going to sound like something broke in my brain. It's going to sound like my brain slipped a rod, like in the engine block, and just so. All right. So number 7. All right. I think I told y'all about this. When it's written like this, is this should kind of be a hint. This binomial, that's going to be in one of the factoring parts. Yep. So you basically have to see, okay, this has an x minus 2 and an x plus 5. This only has an x minus 2. So in the spirit of giving, we give this rational x plus 5 top and bottom. All right, so we have 7x because that's it. Let's see, 2 times x is 2x. And no, we didn't put them in there. Just I've had students to do that before. They'll multiply, and then in the next step they'll cancel it out. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, that's you're just creating a vicious loop of math, and that is not good. Yeah, that's not good for anybody. This one doesn't actually simplify or reduce down because you should know. Let's look at the top. We have a 9 and a 10. The only thing between those literally is a 1 as a factor and a digit separating them. Yes, very epic. Yeah, the sarcasm flows freely in my classroom, mainly from me, but the students are finally to catch on. One of these days I want to get a book that says how to not be sarcastic as a teacher. And that's just another thing I won't read. So, I actually had somebody from central office observe me like my first year teaching, and they said, "You did an awesome job, but you try not to be so sarcastic with the students." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? That's the only language they know." Yeah. It's like having to be Chandler Bing of education. Yeah. I'm very fluent in redneckanese. Okay. So, all right. This time it's on the left hand side. Let's see. Hmm. One of these things is not like the other. All right. What now? Sesame Street. Uh, Robot Chicken did something, or they're making fun of Sesame Street. And they said, one of these kids is not like the other. One of these kids is dead. Yeah. Yeah. Minus 2x and then minus 10. And the reason why it's minus 2x and minus 10 is because this is a subtraction sign. Um, Now, you could combine this and make it look like this just to have to factor it back out. But this is very close to its factoring right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to that point because why draw this out any longer than we have to? And then pew, pew, those cancel. I'm left with this. Okay. So, and what I think is fun or funny, maybe, is as I'm grading, I look at this first and I'm like, okay, that's not right. So let's see where they messed up. And I try to find exactly where you messed up. And hopefully it's not in like the very first step. But sometimes when you mess up on the very first step, it can really mess up everything else. So, yummy. Huh? The Incredible? What's The Incredible? Oh, okay. I'm glad that your earbuds told you that you could do The Incredible, and then you told me I could be it, and I have no idea what it is now. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like, except for a teacher that has good handwriting. All right. Now, so I have to bring this up, and I'll never name names, but I just finished part 3 in second block, and somebody says, "Why did you cross multiply?" And I said, "Did you read the directions?" And they went, "Oh." So it was pretty funny. So we did cross multiply, got to distribute. And actually, some of my big questions had nothing to do with the concepts that's on the test. It actually had to do with, wait, where did the 4x go? Or why is it now 24x equals 6x? I was like, I'm going to have an aneurysm. That's what it's going to sound like. My brain is just going to go. It's going to sound like one of those diesel engines on a cold January day. I mean, the fact I feel like a 1980 Buick in the morning where I got to sit at the edge of the bed and like get my body to warm up before I start going. And then as I walk down the hall, I'm sitting there and my ankles are snap popping in my knees. Yeah. Yeah. After you cross multiply, it just turns into a regular. Like, I could actually put a problem like this on the final and delete like two or three of the equation stuff like this. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Number 10. Do, 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 do. And I may have went back and actually put some of the problems that we had in our notes on one of the tests. I can't remember if it's the in class or the at home. But it will be a mystery until tomorrow. Y'all missed it. I had a student says, I love not knowing things. We have a very unique relationship with me and my students in class. I get heckled. I heckle them. It's all in good fun. They're like, no, it's not. I go home and cry. I love to. I don't know if y'all ever heard about this thing, but I saw this one year and I'm like, really, why are people doing this? It's called a boohoo breakfast for all the parents that are leaving their kids off at kindergarten on the first day. And they go into the library and they have like coffee and donuts and they sit there and cry and console each other. I'm like, no, you drop your kid off and you sit in the car and you cry by yourself like an adult. Green. Okay, maybe I did get too bright of a pink paper. I I have their handouts on this bright pink paper, and when they look up, they're seeing green. It's pretty funny. Yep. So what'd you do? My teacher bullied us, and then he tortured us by giving us bright pink paper. So when we look up, our eyes are jacked up and we see green. All right. So part 3 was actually from Thursday. Part 4 was from Friday, and this is why I decided, hey, let's get the gist of this with some of these more difficult problems. All right. So the LCD of this, least common denominator, it's something that both of these can go into. Well, on both 11 and 12, you actually have to act like you're multiplying them. All right. So that gives you 3 points right there. Bam. All right. The next 3 points you can get is, and you don't have to use two different colors of pencil or pen or anything, just kind of make it obvious that, hey, I'm actually multiplying. So for my 150 point bubble font people, this was like right up your alley. And then the people I got to get a microscope to try to see what you wrote, this is going to be interesting because, I've got to have both. It doesn't have one. All right. So on this one, the x minus 3 is canceled, so I'm just left with x times x, which is x squared, plus the x is canceled, so I'm left with x minus 3. And these x's cancel. So it would actually look like the step that you would do next for that simplify. And I try not to make it. I think the problems we had Friday was a little bit more than what I wanted. I wanted something kind of small and to the point like this, and that's what we have. Maybe I should bring my tip jar tomorrow for the test. Get a little extra holiday spending cash. If I give you $100, you'll. I don't know. I think there's a code of ethics or something in my contract. I can't be paying me $100. Kind of like the meme I just posted a while ago while y'all were working on this. We're supposed to be working on it. It says sometimes you just need that missing piece that makes you whole. And it's the person that's made all the puzzle pieces, and then the one piece of the puzzle that's missing says $1 billion. Yeah, that's I've heard tons of people says, "Hey, get a job that will uh you know finance your hobbies." And I was like, "That's a good idea." No, trade. No, no, they're not going to stop needing. Oh yeah, yeah. I tell you right now, some of the people that make some of the most money is something people don't think about. Other than regular auto mechanics, diesel mechanics make a lot of money. Yeah, yeah, diesel mechanics. They work on anything from semi trucks to yeah, tractors to, let's see, farm equipment. Then you got your landscaping or your earth moving thing, your bulldozers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. So apparently I didn't erase all that, so nobody saw this one. All right. So part five, uh, we had a discussion. They said, why is the least common denominator going to be 6x? I said, yeah, that you can multiply 3x by 2 and get it to 6x, and you can multiply 6 by x to get it to 6x. So I've tried to keep this simple. Again, of course, what I think is simple and what y'all think is simple is probably two totally different things. So we do the same thing. The same thing. All right. So over here, the x's will cancel. And like if I multiplied this, it wouldn't matter because 3 will go into 6 two times. So you actually end up with 2 times 2, which is 4. For this one, the 6's cancel. You left with the x. And then we have a 4 X is canceled. 3 goes into 6 2 times. So it actually turns out to a nice, neat equation. So we get X equals 4. Now, I'd rather do a problem like that tests the same knowledge without super multiple steps. Because if I had this with as much factoring as what probably needs to be on it, there would be a revolt. Okay. Y'all would like have signs. Math is not fair. Mr. J is in there. That kind of stuff, you know. down with the down with the oppression and the linear regression. So it's okay. All right. And then number 14. Well, I'm not going to erase all that again. I don't know why I didn't do it before. 4x, I did the same thing. This one's kind of nice because it actually cleans up really quick, really easy. I don't know why I didn't erase that for my last time. I guess I'm just being lazy or something. I don't know. Yeah, potato, potato. All right, I'm gonna stop it right here. Well, I'm gonna stop recording here. Y'all get to see it. So people are worried. This is a high quality operation. There's a lot of good stuff coming at y'all. All right. For everybody that subscribed, thank you. If you hadn't, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. And if you're not one of my normal students, leave a comment, but be nice. Santa's watching. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.